Welcome to Honor 5. You represent a rare class of players who make games fun. Thank you for fostering a welcoming and supportive environment. Heart. Hello guys, this is Ryze the Archmage. This is gonna be a 20-part video, and we're gonna comment on last 20 games that led us to Plat. We are finally back to Plat. Congrats to me, I guess. We peaked in Emerald 3, but we kind of fell off, and now we're finally back to Plat. I'm very happy to be back, and now that I turn on the game after we got into Platin, I see this. Welcome to Honor 5. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever had that, so I definitely like it, feel honored, and even though sometimes the games get heated, I apparently still am an honorable player, which I really appreciate. Alright, hey guys, hello. I'm gonna look at all the games to revisit the last 20 games, and I hope you enjoy my commentary. It is also supposed to be coaching or a guide for new players or players who like Ryze or want to start learning Ryze. I almost said Ryze. And if you like Ryze, I am about 10 million experience in Ryze. You can comment down below. Just don't forget to subscribe and click on the like button, the notifications. If you find the time to do it, it will be help a lot. And yeah, let's get into it. So I first have to minimize a bit the honor screen, which is really cool. But we have to minimize it anyways. All right. Good. Report feedback has been sent. That's also good. Alright, we are finally back to Plat. What do we get from Honor level 5, by the way? Maximum battle paths, all pinks types are visible to teammates. Ah, that's great. So it is a long way to Platin, and it does also help to have good teammates, so it's not a cope. Teammates do make a difference. As Ryze, you are basically everything the team needs you to be. If the team needs damage dealer, you're a DPS. If the team needs an engage, since you're top lane, you need to go tanky. Well, maybe you pick another champion. For me, that would be Shen. In really rare cases, then you're gonna be tank. But in a lot of cases, you're just also a support. So in the first video, since it's the first video, you're gonna basically learn the basic of Ryze. Ryze is whatever the team needs you to be. You're very versatile. You're not especially good at anything, but you're you're an all-rounder. Maybe you could see, well, you're very good. You're a specialist of being an all-rounder. So if the team needs sometimes you can be everything, and if your team falls off, you're probably gonna be the best at everything in a game. But in general, objectively looking, you're not the best in dealing damage. You're not the best in being the support. You're not the best at being the tank, of course, or assassin. But you can be all of this depending what your team needs you to be. So you're best at being a all-rounder. Maybe you can say this. All right, so let's look what happened here. So this is gonna be, I experiment with runes sometimes when I cannot carry, and here we go Conqueror, and let's see how this worked out for us. So this is the part 1 out of 20 parts, road to Platin. We're gonna look at each of those games, and maybe new players might find it helpful to learn how the game works for Ryze top lane, how you can carry to Plat with Ryze top. Alright, we're gonna open here the score scoreboard. Here are the masteries, so you keep track of everything I'm doing. I'm actually gonna comment on all of this, and if you still have any questions, you can ask me in the comments down below. I'm gonna answer all of them, so don't be shy to comment. It also helps me out. All right, I'm gonna try to speed up so it doesn't get too boring, but I think the first 3 levels are very, very crucial. So here is where you basically smell each other out, especially when you play against a melee champ like Darius, who only wants to exploit your mistakes. I'll have to look at sounds. Okay, sounds should be fine. So basically here I make the first mistake, I come too close and I get caught by Darius, which is a huge mistake, and you should be very, very careful not to make this mistake I just made. But I'm sure you're gonna be better at it than me, so don't make these mistakes of being caught. And yeah, what you want to do is you need to bully Darius because you outrange him and you have to use your range. At the same time, he's gonna try to look if you make a mistake like I just did and get closer to you and abuse you, because he does enormous amount of damage if he comes too close to you. The first thing you should consider here while playing or laning against Darius is he has flash and he has ghost, and both of those are super crazy engages for Darius. He can, once he gets in your face and you don't have phase rush or flash, it's gonna be very, very hard for you to escape. So what you want to do is to poke him out. So one strategy of surviving Darius is to keep him on distance. If you can't smell any of his engages, you have to predict a lot. You have to stop him and to try to poke him down so he doesn't even think about engaging you. Right? He doesn't even get the idea to engage you, because if he engages you, you're gonna just to burst him. Right? So here he gets the bad idea and to engage you, right? Even though we poked him down. And I make a little mistake because I get scared. I thought I might be being ganked, right? I was right, but I don't think I've seen a Mumu. So this is the problem for Darius. If he chooses the wrong moment to attack you, he can get drastically poked down, so he can actually get killed in the tower as well. So I have to just go back for a second, because apparently I got scared here, and I need to see why I got scared. Did I see a Mumu or not? If I didn't see him, I guess I have a strong intuition, because I really have a lot. So basically, a lot of games top lane. So basically, I probably thought a Mumu is top. By the way, if Darius has about 1/3 of his health and you have Conqueror, it doesn't really matter if he goes all in on you, because you're just gonna outdamage him. It's not gonna be a problem. Alright, you already seen the kill. Now you can easily just dive him. So this is how the game starts, and I think we are already very, very lucky with our team, because team is winning as well. As you can see, we're on 9 kills, and we can easily now focus on just scaling and poking. Now Darius's all-in engages are worth almost nothing unless he gets a gank or I make a really, really bad mistake, because I could just stay on distance and poke him or freeze the lane or shove everything I got into his tower, look for objectives to help my jungler. So basically have prio on Darius, get my tower gold. So you can basically do whatever you want. Since you have Conqueror, you have so much early damage. Like he can pull you in, but it doesn't really matter, right? You do so much damage, so you unnaturally get so much AP that you basically, you should be having an item, like half an item on him, or a whole item to do this amount of damage, but Conqueror basically gives you that for free. So basically you should be below him in damage, but because of Conqueror you're here with damage, right? So every time he engages you, you are stronger. So here I do make a mistake by overextending, so I use the cheat code of Ryze and just, well, I just teleport away. That's the good thing about Ryze. If you're bad as me and you want to make all those kind of mistakes and still get away with it, you like Ryze, because there is this cheat code which is Ryze ult. Alright, so that's where we are now. We are out farming him. I kind of knew that he's in here, but I disrespected him, and this happens when you disrespect Darius. He's gonna cheese you. This is basically his job. He exploits every mistake that you make. And I think it was probably the last one I make this mistake. I kind of knew he might be there, but I didn't really care too much. And he does have a crazy engage with his ghost, so that was definitely my bad here. And he should do that. Like, it's not cringe or anything, it's like, you know, a bit pretentious maybe, but he needs to exploit my mistakes. And again I make a mistake and have to teleport out. Of course you have to wait until he uses his crowd control with his E, and once you've used this you can just escape. Here we kill him, but we also get killed. He gets a bit tilted, you see. At the same time, this is also the right way how to engage against Ryze, how to fight Ryze. He does the same thing again, but now I'm a bit more careful and he doesn't succeed in it. So there is definitely, it's very, very greedy of me to basically play Conqueror into Darius, because we are already a lane bully to him. So even with phase rush you can bully him from distance, but with Conqueror you have so much more damage. At the same time you're risking getting caught, so this is why it's so greedy. By the way, you can check all the bushes with Ryze Q, because you see if your Q explodes, then you know someone is in the bush, and I do exactly that with the bush. But he doesn't even wait for the Q to explode. He's not patient enough and then just engages in there. Here, when someone does this, like Trundle, I always ping, because so many times I get my lane destroyed by people diving my top laner, and I don't know what the F is he doing here, because he takes 2 tower shots. Now I'm taking tower shots. This is very, very scary for me, because I have so many bad experiences by losing my lane after this kind of stuff happens. But here Trundle is very, very fed already, and I overlook the fact that we're actually stomping the team, and so basically I hold back too much, but actually works very well. Here I try to help, but that doesn't really work well. Here Darius gave up on the lane, but I try to match him. It's very good to stay with your laner, because usually when you lane against someone, you also build against someone. So your build would not be good against like an AP champion maybe right now. So if you build a lot of armor, you want to, you know, to lane against him. Also, if you're winning, you should stay with your laner, because now you already got into his head. You put in the work to get into his head, so you want to stay in front of him and be the menace, you know. So that's why I try to match Darius here. Alright, that works very well. And yeah. So, right. Okay, that's good. I think I overstep again a bit. Do I die here? Yes, probably die here. With phase rush we would have survived, but we definitely die here. Alright. I'm really lucky that my team is so ahead, because enemy team is actually getting back into the game, and that's not good. It's kind of dangerous. When we look at Jhin is on 7 kills, Twitch is on 14 kills, but Jhin has a lot of range, so all feed on him is kind of really dangerous. Alright, here I start making a lot of mistakes, because when my team is ahead, I kind of like start limit testing, and then this kind of stuff happens. But it's not really that bad, because my team can mirror push and exploit other lanes, so I already have to keep at least 2 to 3 people busy to stop me. So even if I get caught in enemy's lane, I get basically tempo for my team, so that's not that bad, but could be more careful here. Here my team gathers around the Drake. I try to push for the Drake. I think the enemy already gave up on the Drake, so because I can now just catch a Mumu. I think a Mumu is kind of semi-trolling here. I don't think he should be split pushing. On the other hand, we don't know where Darius is. Oh, Darius is dead. I think that's already GG, so it doesn't really matter what we do, and that's why I got caught a couple of times, but yeah. So this is now a stacked Conqueror, so I already heal back by fighting them, and yeah, so it's already crazy amount of damage that's going on here. My team does roam well, puts up the map pressure. So basically this is a stomp. That's how you push to Plat. You just stomp the enemy team with your team, and that's usually no. It's a bit lucky here, but we do still have to split for the team. We're 2 levels ahead of Darius, so my team is doing Baron, pushing mid, and at the same time, so I split. Darius has no chance against me. Now I have even a Baron, and I have Conqueror, so there's literally nothing he can do. One thing I found out, it really helps to build anti-heal almost against all melee top laners. This is really something that gave me the edge in the last 20 games or 40 games. I really built Oblivion Orb almost immediately and almost against anyone. So Oblivion Orb really good to carry games. That was very easy game. If the team doesn't feed, it's very easy to carry with Ryze. Especially, it's very easy for me to carry with Ryze because, yeah, I think we're doing a fine job on Ryze, and if the team does its job, we can easily follow up. Alright, that's the first part of 20 parts Road to Plat. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna give a quick look on my masteries and and runes. I go Conqueror here, Presence of Mind, because when you're against melee champions, you can poke them a lot, and it does result in getting a lot of mana, sustained mana. Legend of Haste. As Ryze, you want to have as much haste as possible. Last Stand. I think when you're about 60 to 80 mana haste, you don't need more. Last Stand is always good because you're gonna be below 40% health a lot, and that's where you do the most damage. That's totally fine. You get an additional shield from Archangel stuff. Mana flow band. You scale with mana, of course. Transcendence even more. You get even more cooldown reduction, which is crazy good. With your Zonias against Darius, you dodge his heal, you dodge his stacks. Here you have a lot of sustain, tankiness, more cooldown reduction, more you know, this is Ion is almost always the best option for Ryze. Oblivion Orb, standard inventory for me. For now, anti-heal is so good. Maybe you sell it in the end if you need like Rabadons, but mostly I have like Frozen Heart, so I sell Frozen Heart for Rabadons instead of this. It's actually also good to build to the end because you get, I think, an additional 15 or 20, I forgot, cooldown reduction, and of course Heroes Embrace standard item. Yeah, alright. See you around on the